not on paper, it don't count.
President Trump says he was told to strike his
Taking a few computer courses, I think I have set up maybe fairly very expensive, but I think the first
2014, and then
it worked out.
part of the year. In 2022, when it's ambition to achieve prize in its Western allies. And while Putin and even some of his apologists in the West blame Ukraine's ambitions to join NATO, that claim Ukraine does not exist as a nation separate from Russia, and the Ukrainian and Russian are quote one people. So the fact Alexander Mereshko is a member of Ukraine's parliament where he chairs the Foreign Affairs Committee and he joins me now. Never did I Thank you for inviting me. I wonder how you read hearing the U.S. president say, in effect, to Ukraine, don't start a war with someone 20 times your size. That's starting. In a and the official position
represents a certain
as a country, as a state. The resolution adopted by the General Assembly of the UN, which that recognizes that it was Russia which committed aggression against the United States and the international confirming the fact of Russian aggression. And I would like to starting with the occupation, by a leader, and these spirits when Trump was the president, and he has recognized the war, the Russian aggression against Ukraine.
That's one thing I hear about.
Announcing we can get $2.2 billion in federal funding to expose this multi-year contract. That's how first tonight that it announcing this $2.2 billion multi-year grants to federal task force for the administration but the list of demands include those demands like the and also installing leader for protests, like I said, demands university
it is right. It's like the older you get, the more prevalent it is. It's like that's all they're doing.
This comes with the Harvard targeted we've seen schools directly refusing to comply. This comes as the Harvard faculty counterpart in association with professors and its natural. I saw tonight it's a Harvard law professor and you're given all these developments tonight. The administration saying tonight it's going to get $2.2 billion free. Okay.
While this cut is obviously available, it's not considered, but the higher threatening to withhold and then withholding millions and then billions of dollars for waiting for these kids prepared in the country. The impact of those cuts will be severe, not just to cutting edge research, cures for cancer, cures for diseases, for studies that try to understand some cutting edge technology, but also all of the work that happens at these universities with respect to how we study history the things that are essential to our democracy. There's a lot that happens at these universities that are essential to having a free democracy. And that's, I think, exactly the reason why they're under attack. So the impact is significant. I'm really proud to be standing up.
Staff was going to this point, and I'm arguing that the threat to cut the funding.
Essentially, you're arguing that the threat to cut this funding violates.
Given Harvard is the first school that we've seen respond this way.
Given Harvard is the first school that we've seen respond
What
this
is
way,
this going forward?
how does that impact your lawsuit, and what does that mean for
I
the
think the Trump administration, $2.2 billion, nice, makes it clear just how essential this was, critical this players. Why it's so important, Harvard and really every university in the country to take a stand at this critical, because this is like clear.
Biggest thing. Because this is here.
I
Questionable.
was like, it was weird. Like, I knew his sister, but like, he calls his sister, and I'm like, fuck, fuck
Includes
his
things
sister.
like
Like, he went,
appoint a federally
like, hey, you fuck
enhanced
his sister. Like, he's
official to do an
She was like, I don't even have to-
force every part of Harvard to see
Everything.
if we have ideological balance to meet Trump administration's test for what we teach and what we say at these universities. It's a transparent effort to change what is taught, what we say in the classrooms that we teach our students, to make sure that the only things that are actually said on university campuses are things that the Trump administration wants
$40.
to hear.
I put that bitch. God, I did it.
Make
It was like something like 100 an hour or something.
learn more.
It was like 150 an hour. I was like, I know. That might be objective. That's called conceited. That bitch called conceited. I know. And I know when the girl's beautiful. The lady's beautiful, so. That place, yes. Because on love, you know. Like, hold on, I'm saying, like, this shit you're not really supposed to do after sex.
Our tech lead now, quite a bit is at stake for Facebook's parent company, Meta. Its antitrust trial kicks off today in Washington, D.C. If Meta loses the trial, the company could be suing to staff.
See, if Meta loses the trial, the company could be forced to sell Instagram and WhatsApp. And it would be a warning sign to other U.S. tech giants, including Google, Apple. With me now is Lena Khan. She's the former chair of the FTC, the Biden version of the complaint against Meta that is at trial now. What is the market that the FTC is arguing Meta dominates here? Is it social media in general? Is it messaging? Is it both? And how does that argument impact the case?
I think she was downloading stuff.
So the FTC is
after, like, it seems like she didn't have
Instagram and WhatsApp.
and I'm pretty sure she took advantage. I got some Grammy niggas shit. Like, put the money on the table, fuck, and they took the money and then, you know.
And this really goes to a basic
shit, right?
This is, so you're gonna log into LinkedIn, a very different set of.
It's like a sweetheart at heart too.
To Instagram, and so the case is about showcasing those basic.
Like, I felt like I needed
Meta's response is, you can say so many competitors.
So I walked away, man. I had a trade.
YouTube, iMessage. If competitors like that exist, significant ones, how can Meta be considered a monopoly?
Yeah, it's a good question, and it goes to this basic issue, which is how do you even go about proving that a company is a monopoly? is to kind of
Yeah.
do the math, figure out who's in, who's out,
Right there.
picture. But the other way you can show
That's like, you know,
is kind of get away with using its custom making.
I don't know, it's like, I see
An interesting set of evidence that the FTC has is that Facebook is actually and so they know, for example,
we're gonna do a little more.
it's significantly increasing like balance that it pushes to even ways to the
That's what you don't see the
Zuckerberg posted that was just among his team members at the time. It said, quote, I just took a photo this morning from the Instagram to Facebook, and it looks so low power compared to the Instagram shots I see. We could go build this technology, but I'm worried we're so far behind, and we don't even understand how far behind we are. So this is going to be a huge amount of work. Explain why that private post matters.
Look, this is
going to be
Zuckerberg
work. Quote.
acknowledging that Facebook had done well in the desktop market. This was very smart. Facebook just wasn't its cut organically. They started to
It looked like Britannia don't black.
Facebook just wasn't able to put in organic ability, and they started to innovate as they see like Instagram and really looked at it. And documents like that, and it basically kind of
Like the white avatar.
to be able to get it. That's what market finding was right. But what we saw from Facebook is that if things are really for parents, they decided to survive out. And it's important to start there's a story.
So
It's been just serial data. It is data. But it's staggering.
I put myself up in
President Trump might try to in this case. Is that a possibility, given the fact that the FTC is supposed to as at least a sense of not completely independent agency?
Is that
about like everybody's favorite dude as far as like players
Semblance of independence and to see the White House yearly for fire, that's every commissioners, government activities.
That mathematics really dollars is inaugural. Leah Khan, thanks so much. Come back soon.
second time every stop by. Never had sex with anyone. Oh no, it's supposed to be a heavy topic too, but you know, sex. No, it ain't. I didn't say it was sex. Oh no, he would go. What he said? Oh, he said. ESPN saying like 1 in 3, man. You look at him under 30. Not like at 30, under 30. It's a year, a whole year. I guess that's nothing. Like I've been 2 years, 10 months. Actual time. So I know I in control. All that goes. Control myself. And 2 years, 10 months. Almost 3 years, bro. Like it's not. That's the
federal court to defend
Man, nice. Yes, to be put up with them.
different ways. Is to
Long term to that.
and so then share
Not too long ago, you know, like
is book
too many
using as a
experience. Actually,
and one interesting set of evidence that the FTC is that Facebook has paid in services users. And so we know that Facebook has been significantly increasing the number of credit pushes to because even though different ways to receive money
to break itself apart, WhatsApp is the best, and the company.
FTC rates medically forced to break itself consider
Yeah.
WhatsApp and Instagram, which could upend the company's core digital advertising business.
Sarah and Arellano confirmed the predictions in Sacramento. Arellano and
I can't.
real
One
life
thing, center
incident.
money.
We're driving home from Valley. They just
But-
on the freeway and it said 5 more seconds.
A fair. That's why, like, you know, there's those. It's good, but you'll be like 50 years old.
He was a big stressful time never kidding.
I was Britannia. So, anyway.
You should know how to work, you know? Okay.
Yeah, magic numbers, $25.
Break the stress of thankfully. Destructive. That's a misplaced thing. It's crazy and there's you can't control. But what? I thought you were heading towards saying something reassuring. Me too.
We're driving home from batting cages and then we're just trying to like relay it.
Software.
Usher.
That was what we had that day, right? So we wrote that piece and then we wrote the film. Sarah, who plays an exceptional father, welcomed his own folks, guys, during COVID. Some of the things that people never said, and yeah, it definitely lasted my attention.
Begin your
I'm good.
Somebody wanted to speak a quick.
It's hard to Glenn. Never.
If you're in
And there's a lot you can't control.
it's a work for you.
I didn't say it.
See in Hollywood, you need to do
Both. I'm an only fan. I have my profile picture. I don't know. It's been different for guys. You know, it could be start career, but it's been different for guys. And that for like women, it's shameful. Be like a sex worker, like it's sex work. You need sexual content. Hell, like I don't know. It's not legal again, but like images, videos. Man, maybe it's just talent. Maybe it's well. I forgot how it works.
Milwaukee, Detroit.
Well, yeah, it's like 2025. Maybe like 2032. Well, maybe it's the same. Again, it doesn't feel like it's the same thing. Like,
What you suggested, look at your constitution.
especially in San Francisco. Usually, like, time and place, all the sense, everybody.
This is.
Even
Space.
metropolitan center.
Ways, way.
It's like the man is like
Federal task force.
the man has to hold this for himself.
From there.
So it's trying to be stand, but like you know, it's like different. You know, so
Number of.
shit is like shape.
Yeah, you're a technical criminal here, but I don't think you can
Oh, you
afford
think
it. That doesn't-
the best.
What he did
Even
on
a book.
Nobody can confess it. It's pernicious. This is really. Other day with folks that are suggestions, but you can hear things. It is way beyond the pale. Harvard University has rejected the Trump administration's demands to change its policies, and that's putting nearly $1.9 billion in federal funding at risk. A federal task force last week outlined changes to the school policy and tied it to funding. This is following the story to what joined us now with the details. I mean, this is a pretty tough response from Harvard. We don't know how it'll go down.
Very long. The administration.
Yeah, well, like,
Dictate is what we're talking about. Some of the mayors of the Trump administration were questioning of the schools. So listen, programs that hold few but what I'm essentially saying here is letter
Meanwhile.
here if it's going to lift our federal funding.
Life
Saw this
after
list
suicide.
like
It's an important read. It's a spirit of the student. So.
Not but
6 weeks.
they're not.
You write that speaking.
I want to use it from the very long letter. Prescription goes beyond the values of the process devoted to the production and dissemination of knowledge. No government, regardless of which party is in power, should dictate who continue who can admit which areas where they pursue.
Our help week. Every 11 minutes, a person dies from suicide in the United States, according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. Every 11 minutes. We're joined right now by a courageous mother, Betsy Tebow Stevenson, who lost her 21-year-old son, Charlie, to suicide in 2022. Her memoir is titled Blackbird, A Mother's Reflection in Grief, Loss, and Life After Suicide. It's an important read. Betsy is just here now in studio. So it's a raw book. You lost your son, your mother-in-law, and your family dog Bear in the course of 6 weeks. And you write that speaking unflinchingly about Charlie's death reduces the power of both depression and suicidal ideation. How does that mean?
When you lose someone to suicide, obviously that's a great
this one.
regret, and shame, but we chose to be forthcoming about positive gas right or every communication about
This one, this
that
is
he had died. And
A lot of obituaries don't mention that.
wow.
I think it's have this out and a few and I believe, you know,
Friends, they were.
that is suicide power. And it's really, it's caused by an illness and it's caused by depression, anxiety. Helplessness. Those things.
That's not what I meant.
Those things get out of that space. So
We want to.
Stay in the world.
hopefully, allow people to take away some of that history.
Yeah.
And within.
A few hours before he died, he texted Charlie, who was arriving senior at TCU. He said, "This is amazing. Good night, Bob. Hope you're doing great. Love you." He texted back, "I'm doing awesome. Love you. Good night." And it's interesting because right on the back is grief on a dial switch. And that made me think of a switch. Right then at that moment, I believe that he was doing it.
Well, a few hours.
I guess they are like.
Summer, 21, went home, good talk, and had a late night conversation, and we were talking to friends.
Because
There was some stress and anxiety about life, and he said,
it was, it has
you
been
know,
fast
whatever you're experiencing now,
to us and said,
I
I.
to his friend, and he said, you know, you've known for a long time, they've gone through this,
That's,
I'm here for you.
it's a relationship.
Everything now. So that is tremendous switch,
Yeah.
but depression's on a switch too.
Yeah.
It's easier for our.
They're both on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Support us.
You're right about some of the condolences you got, including quote, a handwritten note from a member of Congress who attended Charlie's funeral, offers sincere condolences and reveals a personal admission. He lost her relative just 5 years ago, but it took Charlie suffering to realize he never dealt with the law. You are very clear on embracing grief head on. Like that Robert Frost poem, "The Only Way Out is Through," is the way to do it.
Yeah. People should take with suicide, because of the it was,
This one was.
he said, you know,
It's
Yeah.
we don't really that's that's the relationship. Because like he's the brother.
The book is Blackbird. Betsy Kilo students, and thank you so much for being here. You praise me and be for a blessing. And if you or anyone you know is considering suicide, please dial or text the National Suicide Crisis Lifeline. Right there in the screen, 988, dial 988 or text 988 if you're someone you want to help. There is hope for you. There is love and I promise. Wait for it. Leslie Odom Jr. is returning to Hamilton. The Tony actor is set to play every day again, September 9th to November 23rd at the Richard Rogers Theater. The minutes of debut on Broadway to the years ago, playing never single. What the Phoenix leads in with Bo is Afraid filmmaker Ari Aster for Eddington. about crises and conspiracies in a small New Mexico town in the early months of the COVID-19 pandemic. A24 just released the first teaser trailer for the film. It opens in theaters July 18th. The quick full trailer is out for another simple favor. Allison Janney joined Emma Hendricks, Blake Lively, and Henry Golding in the killer comedy sequel, which lands on Prime Video May 1st.
Old friends, new friends. I'm not going to this.
In Hollywood, I'm David Dean.
Fernanda, California, friends, friends, and for a lifetime. It's chemically squeezed. It's just strengthen our teeth. I would recommend this to everybody. It's really high.
I really got children. You're such a but
Oh my God.
We don't get the council who's live for us in Dalbala in central Gaza. Really grateful for you taking the time to speak to us this evening. There's a lot for us to get to. Speak first about this ever we've been talking about here as Israel continues. Speak to really the impact this is having on people and conditions in the
rejections have been serious.
So you've seen so I get this one going.
They don't feel where to go. It makes sense, a safe place. Increasingly, people are not leaving when these relocations it's simply because they don't trust the police. They feel that's leaving the readings of their independence away from these locations. It's escalating. In terms of the shrinking of the space itself, Israel unilaterally declared a significant buffer zone that covers a significant portion of Gaza. They've also issued so many relocation directives, sometimes twice a day. It's estimated that 30% of Gaza areas of Palestinian civilians.
So they can't leave. There's no way of leaving. They've been moved.
I buy her place every time.
So when populations leave, they tend to flee with what they can carry. After people have been displaced, the slowly repeated cycle. Some of my colleagues have been displaced 10 times since this conflict began. So when they need to leave, some of them have children, parents, people that you can't just run down the road. So they try to hire assistance, whether that's a local motorbike, whether that's a donkey cart, put their possessions in and help them move. But if they don't have anyone to do it, place would be completely exhausted. And that's what I mean. They say, anyway.
Absolutely. Just over the past, Gavin, the past 3 weeks and a half. The meantime, as we've been reporting with Russia, there has been
People are now already on just 1 meter. In the gas, you listen to people are being forced out of attempts to face place in Gaza anymore. Space because they don't have the means to. They can't away from the association women and escalation. In terms of the shrinking of the space itself, Israel unilaterally declared a significant buffer zone that covers a significant portion of Gaza along the south of Israel. They've also issued so many relocation directives.
We're talking about children having 1 meal a day. In your conversations that you're having with these parents, what impact is this having, this nutrition, on their health too? This is so important.
It's having a massive impact, even psychologically. agency and dignity to people as
These days, they got like.
He's a father who's not threatening his going to continue to
He's
provide
not
food
the
for
burger
his
shop.
wife, for his children, what the next few days and what the
Where
next weeks are going to look like for them.
it's
Massive needs and
years.
fear. In terms of what it looks like for the nutritional basis, people having to eat just what's left available to them. They're not getting a varied diet. Young children who are in their lives immune to get nutrition, pregnant mothers, all of these people, bring these vulnerable groups
Like
are
a
not
nice,
accessing
injection.
the nutritional diet that they need to
Arm.
and to be able to maintain
Be like right here.
performance. And this is mostly considering not just for them now, but also
Right here.
just becoming in the future.
It's 6 years on.
The connection that you've built, the community that you've built on social media that really sets you apart. And aside from the fun you bring to social media, I think what resonates with so many women is your message of body positivity. And I just wonder, like, did you always intend to use your platform to promote that message, or is that just something that evolved over time? I never wanted to be just one creator in space. I never wanted to be just a rugby creator because that's just a small amount of people you can hit. I wanted to be in rugby, in beauty, in food, or whatever it is, because I'm, yes, an athlete and a great athlete, but I'm also so much more than that. At times, I think they put female athletes, especially in the box, and like that's all she is. She plays on the field, and that's it. They forget the personalities that we have, how funny we are, the friendships, the way we are outside, the way we like to get dressed up or whatever it is. So it was important to me to show many sides of me, and the body positivity, body appreciation side kind of came naturally in a way because it is something that I feel strongly about. And also with a lot of my content, I try to see what's relatable to others. And it's so interesting in my time of learning to appreciate my body. You kind of start to realize, oh, everybody has some.
Men are weird.
People think going country is cheese, right? They're great.
You know what? Like, he didn't take off to himself. Virgin for a long time.
It's so much more.
And they're out there, and then you get one and you have to.
Let me show you how it's done. Yep, Nashville hot sweet meat is here. My 100% all white meat popcorn chicken started at $6.99. It's good.
You want virgin.
Get so much more.
When it's like
It's time
certain time.
French toast sticks, grilled sausage patty, hash brown, and scrambled eggs. Things still going. Seems like everyone.
Oh shit! I'm
Let
gonna
me show you.
just
Hot sweet heat is here.
virgin.
It's $6.99. It's good.
Oh, it's that.
It's so much more.
You know, someone that knew what they were doing, but I didn't exactly a virgin, but I could be wrong. Like,
In 4 bullet sauces ready to 10
maybe they get one virgin. Like,
for
I
every
feel like women love to be control. You know?
pizza, oven roasted chicken wings. Today. Order on our app for it, and they do it.
Jeff Bezos, his fiance, Lauren Santos, embracing after historic Blue Origin spaceflight. 6 women, including Santos, TV News host Gayle King, pop star Katy Perry, helped make up the all-female crew that traveled more than 100 kilometers above Earth, reaching speeds of about 25 kilometers per hour. What was Katy Perry holding up to the sky? I don't know. We should go back and take a look at a daisy. And she sang a song during flight. I think on the way down. I would not be singing anything if I was in there.
It was a
I think I'm gonna cut this.
studied cruise into the lower
It should be like solid.
Sanchez was Jeff Bezos' fiance, as well as 3 others. Many of them spoke very emotionally as they walked out of it for minutes after landing back here in the West
Battery,
Texas
they do
desert.
battery
Bill
check.
King
Battery,
turned to the ground, kissed the ground, and said, "Thank you, Jesus." As she exited the capsule here, as I mentioned, many of them very emotionally. All of this, there was definitely a very festive kind of scene. It all seemed like tension.
So I feel like
that sense of relief.
I don't know, like
The trip lasted a little more than
let's say that
minutes.
let's say the video
Too far from my
is 15 minutes, right?
just a great sense of emotion.
If someone's watching it and like watch it, so it's the view. I don't know if it's to watch the whole in 15 minutes, or if they have to watch like 5 minutes of it, and then count the view. You know what I mean? So,
What a wonderful world. Classic song. To you.
Would not be the one singing. Yeah, okay, sexy. She's opening though herself. She's got her two
and
children.
it's a key, the collector.
Here's the okay. Power, their historic flight. All the stuff that you hear about the blackness and the blues is the neon blues, and it's still and it's quiet, and you're all feeling this experience together. I know I will never forget it. So for me, I can do this. I was telling these guys, I might even now get my ears pierced. I've never. I walked out of there thinking, gosh, I can do anything. I can do anything. When you get out and they say, welcome, welcome, felt and sounded so good. And here, as you mentioned, Zane, is King's bestie, Oprah Winfrey, watching the flight from the ground in West Texas. She says she's never been proud of her friend for going on this adventure. You make me proud in so many ways. You know, because I love her girls.
When the stripper gets wiped up, that's a good one too.
Anything. I totally thought.
The stripper calls me,
Go to space, but.
cleans it all up, and things like that.
Palm Sunday shortly after 10 a.m. Says it's the military base. There are no soldiers here. It is simply a genocide. It is genocide.
Preliminary information indicates Russia used a missile with a warhead with cluster munitions, weapons designed to harm people in a wide area. Ukraine's president Zelensky begins. Only filthy scoundrels can act like this, he said. Today, many state leaders, regular people with big hearts, expressed their sympathy towards Ukraine and condemned the Russian attack. But while many world leaders denounced the attack, President Donald Trump tweeted his response. I think it was terrible and it was told that made a mistake. But I think it's a horrible thing. I think the whole war's a horrible thing. As mourners gathered in Sumy, laying flags for many victims, Moscow claimed its army does not go after civilians, was instead targeting level military needs. Its army was There was another meeting of Ukrainian military leaders with their Western colleagues, where Mr. says were either masquerading mercenaries or I don't know who. There are NATO servicemen there, and they are in direct control. All this, the fighting on the front lines remain as brutal as ever, Russia claiming its border.
All this is the fighting on the front lines remains as brutal as ever. Russia claiming its forces continue to make steady progress, while President Trump's diplomatic efforts to broker a ceasefire appear to have hit a roadblock. Here, if any progress was made when Trump envoy Steve Witkoff met Russian leader Vladimir Putin on Friday. The Kremlin's downplaying expectations. The whole journey consists of small steps to recreate the spirit of peace and trust, the spokesman says, to strengthen this mutual trust. But the Ukrainians say they are losing faith in the Trump administration.
Я вважаю, що, на жаль, руські наративи I believe, sadly, Russian narratives are prevailing in the US.
Як можна бачити?
How is it possible to witness our losses and our suffering, or to understand what the Russians are doing, and
There
to
are
still
two sides
believe
to
that
the war
they are
pertaining
not the
to
aggressors,
our
that they did and
Sunni
started this
Rome
war?
struck the Fort Count Odessa, wounding several people, causing major damage to schools and buildings. But I can see in Berlin. I'm very optimistic and I agree with it. I'm extremely optimistic. Optimistic? Not the word some might use to describe their outlook on the economy, given all the back and forth with tariffs. But here in Swanton Welding, just outside Toledo, Ohio, the company's says, despite all the ups and downs on Wall Street affects us to a certain extent, but not a lot. Welders like Ethan Sanderson also feeling bullish, think all that is happening with tariffs will eventually mean more work and income for people like him, which do not come soon enough, given he's about to be in his spot. If everything gets sorted out, that it'll help out in the long run. Swanton Welding has been a part of this community since Zyder's grandfather, a World War II veteran, started back in 1956 with $100 in his pocket. Maintaining it has been tough. U.S. Steel and white swaths of the manufacturing industry have been on the decline for decades. Factors such as declining demand and ability to compete in global markets. Toledo once thrived during the steel manufacturing heyday in the 1950s. Now, the unemployment rate is 3.6% compared to the national average of 4.1%. One of the last standing in this area. Standing and getting a boost from Trump's tactics. Since 5 international companies have already reached out to do business. We had Italy, we had France, we had a Canadian company in South Korea, we had a Canadian. He says it's the first time a Canadian company has called money to work with. Across Canada, Wilson's Bike Shop owner Jill Wurzel also has heard from an overseas distributor. I just got that a few minutes ago before you came in. And I was reading it about a heart attack. Wurzel received an email from a Taiwanese company informing her if to go.
And I was reading it and I about having a heart attack. Wurzel received an email from a Taiwanese company informing her if tariffs do go into effect, she may have to pay an increase of up to 79%. That's a huge impact on a small business. She buys from China, Taiwan, and Cambodia and worries how tariffs would impact cost to customers and her ability to maintain her staff. Payroll would be reduced and somebody might lose their job, or a full-time person will be part-time. The Wurzel family has been in the bike business for 80 years. Since his grandfather founded it in 1945. The threat of tariffs was a concern.
We may have to pay an increase of up to 79%. That's a huge impact on the family business. She buys from China, Taiwan, and Cambodia, worries how tariffs will impact cost to customers and their ability to maintain their staff. Tariffs would be reduced if somebody might have a job, or a full-time person will be part-time. The Wurzel family has been in the bike business for 80 years. Her grandfather family in 1945, threat of tariffs now a concern for a new generation of employees. Wurzel's nephew and his wife just quit their jobs a few weeks ago to join the family business.
We're a little bit nervous, so we got them down.
Back at Swanton Welding, also a new generation. And hoping Trump's tactics will benefit their industry. Allison Fagerman. Is an 18-year-old welder with her father.
Get better. Sure, well, I feel like we're on bumpy road and eventually into a smooth.
Jason Carroll, CNN, Toledo.
Zuckerberg was on the stand.
Against Meta. NBC is accusing Metro of illegal social networking monopoly when it's acquired WhatsApp and Instagram. It argues that they do not have reasonable alternatives. That's what it says. There's plenty of competition. Those purchases were approved by regulators when they were made many years ago. Brian Stelter is with me. Facebook and board. 17 billion and I still not sure how they money out of WhatsApp. But this case is designed to do what? I'll tell you, there's going to be a new report about what that value to men. And it speaks to how these different apps really complement each other. There's a lot of users on Facebook and Instagram who get referred into WhatsApp, have conversations with businesses, and they end up buying products WhatsApp through those chats. I didn't know you did this for until recent reports by the Verge saying that's a $10 billion business for Meta. The point is that these apps work together. They help each other very well. That's why the U.S. government is going after Meta. And the U.S. position, and has been for years, is that Meta holds a monopoly by having these social networks get together under the same. So they are producing this anti-competitive environment. Now, Mark Zuckerberg has been on the stand for a couple of hours. They're taking it away. He'll be back again this afternoon. Because the most important thing is this is going to go on for 7 or 8 weeks. Even if all these lawyers have to it's the judge. It's not a jury trial. Ultimately, if you with the government, people have to decide all we need is not even looking at Trump. From breaking up, but at the end of the day, the culture will show that it is integrated. It's difficult to find the need
agency bringing this case
of a minority. It would be very
and make a change.
yeah, very difficult to do. So I would do an actual breakup. There are other ones that like it. You don't know. Zuckerberg has been trying desperately to get Trump out of his business. Trump has been using his power in some of these federal agencies, including the FCC. Remember, Trump fired the chief Democrat on the FCC last month. They said the firing was illegal. The FCC needs to bring this case. So they don't know that will actually get involved and make a change in the benefit.
Almost for just one G. Or financing 3,000 but we always said. It's